How much of your money has the President of the United States given himself and his family? Donald Trump's Secretary of the Treasury says that you have no right to know that. Donald Trump and Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin are refusing to reveal who got $500 billion in federal relief money that was supposed to go to so-called small businesses. The Treasury Secretary is technically in charge of handing out that money. And when Congress was voting on the massive financial relief bill to help businesses hurt by the coronavirus pandemic, Donald Trump and his administration promised that they would tell us everything about what happened to that money. They would account for every single penny. Now they are refusing to account for that money, and it seems the only way we will find out how much money Donald Trump took from that fund for himself and his family and his friends, and how much of that money Donald Trump is still handing out to his friends. The only way we're going to find that out is when and if Joe Biden appoints a new Treasury Secretary in January. Joining us now is Congresswoman Katie Porter, a Democrat representing the 45th District of California. She's a member of the Oversight and Financial Services Committee. And Congresswoman Porter, I have a feeling you don't want to wait until the Biden Treasury Secretary pulls back the curtain and reveals all of this. How can you find out before then?
There is nothing at all stopping Secretary Steve Mnuchin, our Secretary of the Treasury, from disclosing to us how our taxpayer dollars are being used in the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP, tonight. He could do it tomorrow. He could do it the day after tomorrow. The only thing in his way is himself. And his suggestion that he might be open to discussion about this is utterly insufficient. We need these data. We need to know where our money's going and whether it's having the desired effect.
He made a statement saying that the reason that they cannot give out this money is that, and I'm going to quote him now, we believe that's proprietary information, and in many cases for sole proprietors and small businesses, it is confidential information. What's your reaction to that?
That's just dead wrong, and let me give you 3 quick reasons. First, the SBA, as a matter of general policy, discloses the loans that it makes. So when people borrow from the SBA, this is the assumption. We already do this for other kinds of SBA loans. Why would we want to do less transparency over these kinds of emergency loans? Second, the thing is that the application for the PPP actually stated that your name and other information about your business would be disclosed. So there's no expectation of privacy here. Third, this is a $650 billion program. The size of the program demands a level of transparency that matches. And while I'm at it, I'll top it off with a 4th reason, which is we've already seen some abuses and some concerns about how this money's being used. So there's really a track record here for needing to see all of the loans and being able to understand, is this program helping? Is it working as intended, or is it being abused?
You know, as we watch them try to get away with these things, including the IRS commissioner not handing over Donald Trump's tax returns to the House Ways and Means Committee, as the law insists they must, they all know that they are about now 4.5 months away from possibly Joe Biden winning on election night and completely changing this dynamic. I mean, the next administration is going to reveal all of these things. Donald Trump's tax returns are going to be immediately sent to the House Ways and Means Committee. Do you get the sense that they know what's going to happen when there's a new administration?
Well, whether they know or not, we can't afford to wait 4.5 months. This is a program that right now is a vital lifeline to our small businesses. And I'm hearing from constituents, they're asking whether we're going to extend this program, whether we're going to revise the criteria. And those are not questions that we can answer in a rigorous way. We can't keep putting taxpayer dollars at risk without having basic data to understand who's getting this money and whether they're using it appropriately. So we can't afford to wait around to do something about this. That's why I have a bill, the PPP, Paycheck Protection Program Transparency Act, which would mandate, as a matter of congressional law, that Secretary Mnuchin do what he should do and what is already in his power already, which is give the American people information about where their hard-earned money is going.
Congressman Porter, I want to take you back to a kind of dramatic moment that you had, of many dramatic moments you've had in hearings, and this was with the director of the CDC, where you got him on the spot to commit to basically free testing for anyone who needs it. You yourself report that you have been tested and you got a bill for your testing.
Correct. I got sick at the end of March. I called my provider. I was directed to wait at home, monitor my temperature. When my temperature spiked, I was asked to come in for a test. And what I got from my insurance company was the coronavirus test itself was covered, but the flu A and flu B tests, which were part of the hypothetical that I put to CDC Director Redfield and are absolutely necessary tests in order to conduct a COVID test. You have to rule out flu A and flu B along your way to diagnosing COVID. I was charged for those. I have since heard from the insurance company, and they have reprocessed my claim, but I want to know how many other people this happened to. It's not enough that they're fixing my insurance. I want to make sure that they're going back retrospectively and taking care of these kinds of charges for any American.